Somebody shot the...
Yeah, they shot the ATM.
2022, 2023.
It got to be about a 2022, 2023 black Dodge Durango, no license plate in the back with tint on the windows.
We got it at 169 in Ozark going north on 169 towards Lakeshore.
What's going on? You guys got someone? Where?
Brinks truck came to empty out the ATM. Somebody shot the...
Well, where are they at?
Okay, we don't know.
Brinks truck took off.
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, we're looking for Brinks truck guy shot.
He got back.
Yeah, they're saying a Brinks truck employee is shot. We're speaking to Engine 30. The people at Oak Street Health Cell, we're going to go look for them. Which way did it go?
Right here, eastbound.
Yeah.
It's a 2022, 2023 black Dodge Durango, no license plate with tint on the window. Here come a gentleman from the...
Yeah.
So he got out, busted with his...
Wait, the employee is...
And the big dude. Yeah, they shot the ATM.
2022, 2023.
It got to be about a 2022, 2023 black Dodge Durango, no license plate in the back with tint on the windows.
Yeah. Hey, go left, guys. They're saying that he's in a 2022, or go east, sorry, 2022 to 2023 Dodge Durango, black in color, no tint on the windows. He's the one that's possibly shot. He was emptying the thing. You guys, wait, so he was the employee in the Brinks truck?
Yes, he's an employee in the Brinks truck.
But he's in the Dodge Durango?
No, he's in the Brinks truck. The shooter is in the Durango.
Yeah, the shooter's in the Durango. Sorry, they're confused. Yeah. Okay. Where'd the Brinks truck go? I don't care about.
We don't know. He
self-transported.
Yeah, we went to ask him was he okay, and he just kept saying yeah, but they must have. His dispatch told him don't let the windows down. No, it's too
Yeah, if we get any more views on that,
the guy that was sitting in the back
that's the suspect. They said the guy in the Brinks truck is shot. They think he's self-transported to the hospital. We have located on that Brinks truck.
Yeah, they told him to get off the scene. Yeah.
Well, let's go find the crime scene, Bobby. I'm gonna let EC know. We're looking for a crime scene over here. Nothing right now. Where? Oh, right here. Yeah. Bobby, come on. Got one here, one here. Yeah.
Right there.
We got several casings up here right by the ATM. I'm gonna mark them off real quick. Which way did that car go? The guy with the gun? What was he wearing?
He had on white jeans, white tennis shoes.
What do you mean, light blue jeans?
Yeah, light blue jeans.
White tennis shoes?
Yeah, white tennis shoes. This part was white, and then this part was sky blue. That's the only one I had seen.
On the right side?
No, this whole bottom part. When he took off running, where did you pick him up at? He was laying on the ground. When I had turned where? Like behind the truck. So that's how I looked out the camera.
Your truck hit? 12 to radio. The other employee saying the gentleman that shot his friend was wearing. It was a black sweatshirt?
Black sweatshirt?
Yeah, he said he shooter.
I don't know.
What shirt? What the shooter? What kind of shirt was he wearing?
He had on the jacket.
Jacket. Okay, what color was the jacket?
It was, this top part was white, this bottom part was like a sky blue with light jeans.
No black?
Shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this might have had on black. Yeah.
No, the guy who shot your friend.
It was multiple ones.
Give me a second.
Huh? So one of them probably did have on all black.
The guy who actually shot, the guy who did the shooting, you were describing to me. He said he had light blue, he had red, white here and blue.
No,
what was the rest of the shirt?
No, it was a jacket.
Okay, what was the rest of the jacket?
It was white up top and it was sky blue at the bottom.
Okay. He's saying the shooter had a jacket on that was white up top and light blue on the bottom.
Like three.
He said the other, one of the other gentlemen had all black on.
On August 21st, 2024, Cleveland Division of Police officers responded to an armed robbery of a Brinks armored vehicle, employee servicing an ATM in Cleveland, Ohio. 2 suspects fled in a black 2022 Dodge Durango with no rear license plate. Officers located the vehicle, authorized pursuit, and arrested 2 suspects within 11 minutes. The first legal issue begins before the pursuit, Witnesses gave conflicting descriptions of the suspect vehicle, initially reported as a Honda, then corrected to a Dodge Durango. That correction was relayed over radio within 90 seconds. Under the Fourth Amendment, probable cause must be grounded in articulable facts known to officers at the moment of action. The rapid correction ensured that pursuing units acted on accurate information satisfying the constitutional threshold.
We got at 169 in Ozark going north on 169 towards Lakeshore.
Eastbound on Lakeshore.
Eastbound on Lakeshore.
You have permission.
We have permission to chase.
Rated at 1014. 1014. Light it up. Brian, you close?
We just hit a car.
Trying to get back. Where was the last team?
Go.
169, Lakeshore.
East 172, continuing eastbound. One of them's got red underwear on. He's headed north. Over to 176, maybe. And yeah, 176 in Nottingham. Get on the ground! Get on the ground! I got 176 in Nottingham. Get on the ground! Ten 24 East 176.
One cup.
Try. I need cuffs.
I got it. Palms together. Palms together. Like you're praying.
This is going to be the one with the red underwear. There was another
All right,
one
roll
right
him on
in
his
front
side.
of him.
On your side,
I
bud.
don't know where he went.
On your side.
Go to the Durango and sit with it.
Let's roll
Go
him
to the
over.
Durango and sit
Roll
with
him
it.
over. Sit up.
You got 3 more.
Stand up.
Which way, which way? Which way they go?
They're around here somewhere. There was one right in front of him. All black. But he's the one I saw with the red underwear.
How old are you?
Oh, there's the mail at 1024.
Come on out! Come on out! Come on out! I got another one, just one north of 1024 East 176. Come on out! Right back here, guys!
Before joining the pursuit, the responding officer documented shell casings at the ATM, multiple positions, called out verbally. Under Ohio evidentiary standards, physical evidence at a crime scene must be preserved before the scene is compromised or abandoned. That documentation, made under time pressure with an active pursuit in progress, strengthens the prosecution's physical evidence chain. Pursuit authorization is the next critical checkpoint. Cleveland Division of Police General Police Order 2.01 requires supervisory authorization before officers engage in a vehicle pursuit. The radio exchange, we have permission, chase, 1014. Lighted up satisfies that procedural requirement. However, one officer reported striking another vehicle while repositioning during the pursuit. That collision, even if minor, triggers a separate review obligation under department policy and exposes the city to civil liability. When the Durango was abandoned and suspects fled on foot, officers transitioned to a foot pursuit using cross-street coordinates. The Supreme Court in Illinois v. Wardlow, 528 United States 119, 2000, held that unprovoked flight from officers in a context involving known criminal activity is a significant factor in the probable cause analysis. Here, that standard is exceeded. Officers had a confirmed shooting victim, an identified suspect vehicle, eyewitness descriptions, and active flight. Probable cause for arrest was firmly established before physical contact was made.
Don't you fucking move. Put your hands behind your back. Right here. Right here.
Yep.
Hey,
All right, but
do you see anything under here?
roll your leg out.
Okay.
Roll over to your butt. I'm gonna sit you up, okay? Is there anything under there?
No.
No pistols, nothing?
I don't got nothing.
All right. I'm gonna advise you, your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to an attorney. If you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
What's your name, man? What's your name? All right, well, we're going to add another charge to everything that's going on, my man. Okay. Where is she at? Can you hold on to him? I'll go with her. Keep them separate.
Use of force during the takedown of Suspect 1 is evaluated under Graham versus Connor, 489 United States, 386, 1989. Reasonableness is judged from the perspective of a reasonable officer, on scene, not with the benefit of hindsight. Officers issued repeated verbal commands before initiating physical control. No weapons were drawn or deployed. Once on the ground, the suspect was handcuffed without additional force. The force applied was proportional and lawful. The most legally significant moment in this footage occurs at the Miranda advisement. The officer delivered a complete advisement, right to silence, right to counsel, right to appointed counsel correctly and promptly. That advisement is constitutionally compliant under Miranda versus Arizona, 384 United States, 436, 1966. However, when the suspect refused to provide his name, the officer stated that refusal would result in an additional charge. That statement creates a direct Fifth Amendment conflict. Post-arrest silence is fully protected. Ohio Revised Code Section 2921.29 governs failure to disclose personal information, but that statute applies during a lawful investigative detention, not after a Miranda advisement has been administered. Threatening additional charges for post-arrest silence directly undermines the protection just provided. Defense counsel will cite this moment. The prosecution will need to address it before trial. A second suspect was located nearby and arrested using the same proportional verbal command sequence. Officers correctly separated both suspects immediately, standard protocol to prevent coordination of statements and preserve the integrity of independent questioning. A phone seized from one suspect was sending emergency SOS signals. Officers noted this without activating the call. That restraint was correct. Triggering an unknown application on seized property without a warrant creates Fourth Amendment exposure under the digital search doctrine established in Riley versus California, 2014.
Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the ground! Get on the ground now! Get on the ground! I got a chopper in the air, you ain't going nowhere! Get on the ground!
Hands behind your back. Behind your back.
Drop it. Drop that.
Male in custody.
Male in custody, right here. 1441.
Still got one. Got any weapons on you? Get up.
Okay, we're... Uh-oh.
Get up.
Is that me?
Get up.
Accidental radio, I'm on the highway.
Hey, get my money.
And he broke his phone.
Got my mag.
Where at? Okay.
Oh, God. Hey, get my money.
It's not your money.
Yes, it is.
R2 on radio, I'm on the highway with that.
Hey, get my money. Here you.
Okay, emergency. Okay.
Huh?
Sorry about that.
Now in Keach, is there a temp tag somewhere?
I didn't see it in the back window.
No. This keeps calling, but it's an emergency SOS.
No, I just...
I think this is the car that
505, you okay?
she did a report.
Where's the thing?
Same kid, 5700
DNA those glasses.
Yeah.
Cleveland Division of Police officers receive a grade of A-. The response was coordinated, evidence was preserved, pursuit authorization was documented, Miranda rights were delivered correctly, and force was proportional throughout. The grade is reduced from A for two reasons: the vehicle collision during pursuit and the post-Miranda identification charge statement, both of which carry legal and operational consequences. Both suspects receive a grade of F. Alleged participation in an armed robbery resulting in a shooting victim followed by active flight, refusal to cooperate, and one suspect claiming ownership of the stolen funds on camera represents a complete legal failure. Ohio Revised Code Section 2911.01 carries mandatory prison time. Complicity under ORC Section 2923.03 may extend full liability to both suspects regardless of who fired the weapon. 3 lessons from this case. First, Miranda advisement and identification demands are legally incompatible when issued in the same breath. Once Miranda rights are given, any implicit or explicit pressure to speak, including naming oneself, is constitutionally suspect. Second, evidence preservation does not pause for pursuit. Documenting physical evidence before leaving a crime scene is a discipline that directly determines what a jury sees at trial. Third, vehicle collisions during authorized pursuits are not procedurally invisible. Every collision requires documentation, supervisory review, and civil liability assessment regardless of outcome. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content on police court interactions.